Hey, what's up, everybody? What up with it? What's happening? Oh no, I just missed it.
So, my strength. Okay, so let's get to the. I had to watch all this craziness stuff for the Biden stuff for 9-10 days. Very much worth it. I got to grow my Italy beard, and I was in.
How's everybody doing
I went through Boston,
so far?
And there was a period of time where I was in
breathing,
Boston Saturday
living,
night,
yeah.
And if I hadn't been with my family, I probably
hit the like button if you're breathing.
The next day, just gone and met you guys. Right.
Covered it.
But I was with my family. I just want to get them because I'm nice that way. So now, past all my crap, we'll get to the actual thing. My thoughts initially were like,
it's cracking.
Everybody else, holy shit, and I started looking at everything and the ear thing and everything else, and of course. That's crazy. They gonna be mad at us. Y'all put O.J. Simpson on the screen. And y'all recognize O.J. Simpson's death. You know, what y'all think they gonna say about us? They gonna talk about us.
What up?
Yeah. Straight up. How is it that I have enough sense to whereas when a white person does something bad, or a Hispanic person does something bad, an Asian person does something bad, I look at that individual and I don't hold it against the whole entire community. I don't hold it against the whole group. I look at that one uncivilized mutt and how that one uncivilized mutt was raised in that uncivilized house by his uncivilized parents. I look at that one uncivilized mutt. But every time somebody black do something, we all gotta get punished. We all gotta feel like
we all gotta get punished. All right, let's go to this.
So in the plane, we're right-wing murder cannot be assassinated, or we're honestly getting to the point where we're the place I came from, we're late-stage Rome, okay? If we want this to remain a democracy, the kind of thing that happened with Donald Trump is unacceptable. It is horrible. Again, separate who Donald Trump is from the fact he is a former president. My feelings for him don't matter. It's horrible what happened. Yeah. We can't have that happen anywhere. And I will add to that, though, the stoical violence that they have done, that they have committed. Some of the things I named, I can name a ton more if you wanted me to. Even afterwards, the tweets that went out from like that fucking jackwad, in Georgia, Mike Collins, who said Biden planned this, encouraging violence against Joe Biden, made up lie, whatever. And J.D. Vance, who has a good chance of being picked. Trump says he's picking his VP today, though he also, said it was infrastructure week every week for 4 years. So he might.
Who the hell is J.D. Vance?
And J.D. Vance is a wholly unfit, amoral piece of dung.
Who the hell is J.D. Vance?
The seat of power, who immediately blamed Joe Biden. We all did the right thing. I mean, I guess what I'm saying is, if I want to sum it up, if you want to know the difference, all of us said this is horrible. There should never be political violence. All of them immediately.
Horrible. Fucking horrible. I'm tired. You guys tired? And I'm not talking about like physically or tired or whatever. I'm emotionally tired. I'm messing around. Physically tired. Oh, I could lay down for like a good 5 hours right now and just. I should do that, huh? Live. I saw a live Motherfucker had like 600 people in there. He was like this. And he had like some weird stuffed animal doll next to him. Weird. What are you doing, dog? Sleeping? Thank you, Lynn. Hit the like if you want to hit the like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I just had some lunch right now, so it's probably why I'm feeling a little heavy. Ice cream paint job. Oh yeah? Don't mind me. Why the fuck is this going on? Oh my shit. It's really old school. No, there's not. Don't lie.
Alaska, 29 delegates.
Alaska.
The great state of Alaska pledges all of its 29 delegate votes to Donald J. Trump.
Yeah.
The state of Alaska, the largest state in the nation, the eastern state, the largest bears in the country,
Hello.
largest moose, biggest military, more retired veterans per capita.
Always have to squint to see people.
Once again, we
I see.
pledge all of Oregon's 29 delegates to Donald Trump, the next president of the United States of America.
Oh, really?
Pursuant to the announcement of the delegation.
Hey, stop talking to each other and talk to me,
Alaska, 29
fuckers.
votes, President Trump.
This ain't about y'all.
Oregon,
I'll turn the chat right off right now. You guys can go talk over there on Instagram. Let other people get a chance to talk to me. Me, talk to me. Hello, right here. Yes, right here.
Home of the beavers. Oregon is also
Home of the beavers.
and the deepest canyon in the country. We have the third most climbed mountain in the world, and we're the wind sailing
You're a
capital of the
voter?
world. Oregon
Cool
is
voter?
an outdoor lover's
I'm gonna vote
paradise,
too.
with every geographical terrain
Donald's
on
gonna
the
learn.
within our border.
Donald's gonna
Secretary,
learn.
the great state
He said,
of
"Oh,
Oregon
Donnie's gonna learn, all right."
31 votes.
Hey, you know what? I might want to have like the first like time that, you know what? Do me a big fat favor, mods. Don't take anything out, and I have 2 mods. Don't take anything out political just for a little bit. And it's because I want it to be like that. I want to see how these motherfuckers are gonna talk. What's up?
31 votes, President Trump.
They're trying to give him the votes to become president.
40 delegates.
It's because he got shot in the nuts. I mean the ear.
Madam Secretary, Governor Tate Reeves on behalf of
This is a setup, y'all. This is too fast. too clean. It's crazy. Oh yeah, he knows how to set up some pieces. Don't worry, it's just gonna pierce it. Vote the brown party. Vote the tuna party. It's not gonna ruin my chat just to talk about politics just for a fat minute. Normally I don't do that, so you guys know the rules. Dude, he did the same crack back in 2016. Well,
Pursuant to the announcement of the delegation and the rules and procedures of this convention,
these people are crazy.
40 votes, President Trump. Northern Mariana Islands, 9 delegates.
Half a day, John Tiro, Madam Secretary.
Say half a day.
And I am the National
Half a day.
and Delegation Chair of the Northern Mariana Islands. On behalf of the 9 delegates,
I said it was ketchup. One of those blood packages.
we are so proud.
And it's perfectly split like this. He goes,
For our president, Donald J. Trump.
this is, you guys are being hoodwinked. Oh, y'all. It's all good. You guys all have your own. You have your own
Pursuant to
thing.
the announcement of the delegation and the rules and procedures of this convention, Northern Mariana
Dry
Islands,
herb
9
voter.
votes, President Trump. Wyoming,
Great name. Yeah.
Madam Chairman, I'm Wyoming Secretary of State and Wyoming Delegation
Look.
Chairman Chuck Gray.
I'm over here earning money. I'm at work. And motherfuckers are at some convention not making no money. Just, yeah, I gotta be there.
Gas, soda ash, ag products for the entire world.
The
And
entire
Wyoming, the
world,
Cowboy
man.
State, is Trump country. We've supplied
This is
the
nuts.
highest margin of victory for President Trump in both 2016 and 2020.
No mames.
And with that, Wyoming, the Cowboy State, has all of its 29 delegates. President Donald J. Trump.
Sounds like a cult.
pursuant to the announcement and the rules and procedures of this convention, Wyoming, 29 votes.
12,244 subscribers. I don't care who you guys vote for. I'm just kind of playing a little bit of something real quick.
Hi, my name is Demi Kazunas. I'm a proud Army veteran, a dentist, a daughter of legal immigrants, mother and grandmother, and will be the next U.S. Senator from the great state of Maine. But today, as chair of the Maine delegation, the largest
Flowers in April.
roses and blueberries.
You're cool.
Also known
Look, I just got a
as
subscriber.
vacation land.
I got a
And
subscriber
we
right now. Let's
delivered
go. 45.
electoral college vote
12,245 subscribers. Much love.
New England. We stand here proudly with my delegation of 20 to cast all of our votes for the next president of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
Pursuant to the announcement of the delegation and the rules and procedures of this convention,
At this
Maine,
convention?
20 votes, President Trump.
Wow.
Missouri, 54 delegates.
Wow.
Madam Secretary,
Damn,
Missouri,
he's
the
yelling.
Shelby State, home of the 4-time Super Bowl champion.
Stop yelling.
Immediately jump to blame
Who
Joe
cares about football when you're talking about
Social Security,
politics?
that kind of thing. We don't have access to guns. Donald Trump undid that, and here we have a registered Republican, an NRA member. And again, I don't want to have to say any of this, but you can't let them lie and not push back. When they say, "Oh, some leftist," it was an NRA member, a Republican, and he probably had access to a weapon because of bills that Republicans.
Okay, so the dude that shot at him was an NRA member. It was a Republican, and he shot at him.
Refuse. to pass.
What does
So
that
sorry,
tell you?
No, this is on.
Wasn't even a
that.
Democrat.
This went horrible, and it should never happen.
Crazy.
Right. First of all, you can't be a Democrat and be for political assassination because it is
No, you cannot.
antithetical to the act of democratic choosing of leadership. It is
Thank you,
literally
Flowers.
the essence, the raison d'etre of the Democratic
With the
Party,
kitty
of Democrats in general, is everyone has a vote. Not one dude with a gun can override all of our fucking votes, no matter how awful that person is. That's not how it works. It's not how it's going to work. It's not. And the minute you do that, you're out of the Democrat club. You can
No, you
certainly
cannot.
be a Republican because there's this idea of like
My mod is fast.
deciding for all the voters which way the electoral college should go, whether they
But I
like it
saw
or
it.
not, is very much within their tyrannical idea of one person should be able to override the generalized votes of their area or what have you.
Hola, amiga.
That's in and of its own self. Like you pull the trigger, you cease to become you cease to be a Democrat. You are literally, that's you quitting the Democratic Party. On top of that, we've obviously looked at them, getting rid of red flag laws recently, which is probably the only thing that might have been useful in terms of keeping a gun out of this guy's hands. He apparently had 30 rounds in his magazine. He could have kept shooting if he hadn't been taken out. Which, and again, Trump's like, I'm fine, fist in the air. Meanwhile, his own supporters are dying behind him, and he's yelling, fight, fight, fight. And my reaction was, first of all, fight who? You don't even know what happened at that point. They'll say shooter is down. It turns out you're talking, I guess, about the maggot versus rhino fight at best, because this guy's a registered Republican and the like. And he shouldn't have a gun where he can get off more than 6 shots
Having the
without
worst shot.
having to reload to protect
He said
everyone
having the worst shot
around
too.
You pointed out the red flag laws. We have fought to pass laws in different states that have been more stringent. We wanted it to be 6 or 7 bullets, but we fought to pass a national law that would limit it to 10.
Yeah.
So there would be 30 in the chamber. They blocked it. We fought to pass a law banning assault rifles. They blocked it. We fought to pass universal red flag laws, as you said. They blocked it. We fought to pass background checks.
Pinche
Real
background check.
serious background checks. They blocked it. We fought to pass a waiting period in case someone's angry and we can look into their history and find out more about them. In that case I mentioned in South Carolina, they decided that they weren't going to wait, even though they couldn't figure out who this guy's background was, and so they just let him get a gun, and he went and he shot up a church. Okay, so
crazy.
the point is that we've been trying to do all of these things that would also help them, while they, of course, have been trying to put every weapon into anybody's hands who wants to
He
have
said
it.
every
And I'm sorry,
weapon.
but
I
as
don't know
a
about every
Trump
weapon.
heard this argument,
He said
just say, well,
every
let's
weapon.
look at quick things. I think it's an important point
That
to
was
make.
funny.
The Republican line, that won't work. Do you ever see anybody with a
I don't
machine
have no
gun?
socks,
You
fool.
don't, because we passed a law in the 1930s when the mob was trying to attack people with machine guns.
I wear socks on my hands.
So you had to do everything. You have to go through such regulations to get machine guns that almost nobody can get them.
Right.
And the other thing I'll point out is when they say, it doesn't work, and I'll say, yeah, you're right.
Ooh,
It does
doesn't-
not work in any democracy, gun control, except for Canada, Australia,
Is the hair gel?
Chile, Poland,
Italy,
Spain,
European
Italy,
countries.
Ooh.
United Kingdom,
Hungary.
My name is.
Denmark, Hungary, Germany,
I love
Austria, Finland, Israel.
That wasn't hair gel.
Japan, South Korea.
That wasn't hair gel.
Singapore. I mean, I can go on and
That was
on.
mecos.
Every single other place has
A
these
little bit of
laws,
baby-
and they work in every single other place. So you
baby
have to be
butter.
convinced that we're the
It was
only
baby
place that
butter,
somehow
bro.
can't make them work.
Right. Well, there are a couple of things I'd like to point out. One is that they.
That's bad, huh?
You were mistaken in saying that Republicans.
Hey, we
try
can
to
make
get guns
jokes.
into
He's
the
okay.
hands of all the people they can. There are
I can make jokes.
there
He's
are a couple
okay.
of
He's
places where
okay.
they
He didn't die.
absolutely don't
But
want
did he
any guns.
die?
At
That's what they
inside
say.
Trump rallies and gun shows, you're not allowed to bring your own gun into a gun show. You can't. You can bring it onto a high school campus, according to them, but you can't bring it into a gun show. That's fine. You can bring.
You can't bring
and the
it
same
into a
thing is
gun
true. Like
show.
you can. They're like gun-free zones are horrible. All Trump rallies and the RNC will be gun-free zones. So just for the record.
Except the Supreme Court, when they're in decisions and you come to watch, you can't bring one in there. I mean, again, like gun-free zones don't work except for they work.
Except everywhere they absolutely work. I was talking to Boston Brian in Boston, which was fabulous. We were having breakfast, and I was like, I don't think people know this, but if you want to go really see some gangbangers walking around, go to LA and go to Universal City. because that's where they all take their kids. And the reason they do this is because there's only basically one way in and one way out, and you have to park in this parking garage, so they're safe. The idea that somebody can come up and shoot them and then run away like they can anywhere else practically, and it's not as far a drive as Disneyland, and it's not as expensive. You can go up there, if you want to see a movie and you're in a gang, you can go up there and see a movie right next to another gang member from another gang, and nobody's killing anybody because it's too much of a pain in the ass to get your gun in and get your ass out after you've done something. That little level of complication lowers the violence to zero. Fucking zero.
No, right. Every statistic, again, we now the what is the biggest killer of children in this country? Guns have surpassed cars. Didn't used to be that way. What used to be different? Right. We didn't used to have weapons of war in the streets. Assault weapons hadn't been sold out to regular people. Didn't start happening until the late 90s or something like that.
Yeah.
So you just didn't have that, and by this crazy any idiot can concealed carry. Most folks don't even have an idea that before 1980 there were maybe 4 states that had concealed carry.
Right.
We just didn't believe in it. We didn't have it. We were normal. The NRA hadn't corrupted us, lied to us. The right hadn't done all of that. I mean, I'm sorry. Go watch Tombstone and watch them check their guns when they come into town, because they're smart enough to know in Tombstone that if you brought your guns in and you drank alcohol, you'd probably shoot each other. All right. There were numerous states that banned carrying of guns for the entire 19th century. Places like Texas and Kentucky and Wyoming.
Yeah.
I mean,
60% of violent people 60% of people who are in jail for violent crimes were used a gun and were under the influence of alcohol at the time. Those two things put together in exactly the states you think it happens in the most make up 60% of do gang members and drive-bys and beef shootings in Chicago make up a big chunk? Yes, but statistically they're 10% of the violent crime population in jail, which is more people with way too much access to guns getting drunk and shooting at family members. That's
right. And here's the thing, Hal, I want to add to that because I don't want even people to get to get possibly the wrong impression on that, because this is how these people lie all the time. When I started doing stuff with Everytown for Gun Safety, I helped create the original digital PR program and worked on this issue, so I happen to know a lot about it for about 5 years very closely, from 2009 to 13. We did undercover stings at gun shows to find out, where the guns were coming into New York City, which is what Michael Bloomberg was trying to stop. And it's this weird thing. I know that people watching your show will be smart enough to get it. The average MAGA mind filled with split pea soup maybe doesn't understand all of this, but it's pretty easy. You see, when you're on land, you can drive across a state line. Crazy, right? And you can bring the guns with you. So you can have very strong gun laws in Chicago, but they have this place called Gary, Indiana, that if anybody's been there knows is not very far away. So what have they found? The guns they found at criminal sites in Chicago, 60% of them come from Indiana. Another 30 or 20 or 30% come from other states that are nearby that have lesser gun laws, like Wisconsin and whatever, and then 10% come from Illinois. You can stop most of this. The state that gives you the perfect example, because you can't do this, is Hawaii. Hawaii has low gun ownership and low gun violence because you can't just drive your guns across the state. California, they're getting them in places, in all sorts of places, Texas, Nevada, whatever, and driving them into California. Same idea. So whether it's New York City or it's LA or it's Chicago or any of these other places, first of all, gun violence is much higher in southern cities. Let's start with that. But second of all, where they don't have laws. Second of all, the reason there's any gun violence almost at all in northern cities is because the Supreme Court hasn't allowed us to pass the laws that we were able to pass for 200 years until they changed the meaning of the Second Amendment. And the second thing is, people drive guns. If we put up a big metal detector around places like New York State and California, you'd find out how quickly the level of gun violence would plummet.
Absolutely.
People are driving their guns across.
Meanwhile, the Republicans, the same week that Trump gets,
Absolutely. People are driving their guns across.
Meanwhile, the Republicans, the same week that Trump gets, accidentally cuts his ear with his own fingernail touching the side of his head as a bullet whizzed by, that may or may not turn out to be airsoft later if your conspiratorial mind is totally on fleek. That they've spent the early part of that week talking about how they're putting vending machines for ammo in places. So you can buy bullets when you arrive. Can you imagine that, the Supreme Court can't save lives, but a lack of exact change might? That in and of itself will be fucking amazing.
That's what we have to hope for, I guess. I guess as we got it now. From now on, only give out dollar bills as
Yeah, it's like, bitch, if I had a quarter, like that kind of, or the dollars that, that keep coming out, like this increasingly frustrated shooter just going, olanga, ganga, olanga, ganga, olanga, ganga, when you're trying to get the dollar in and it keeps kicked back out, you're like, I'll have murder tomorrow. That said, real quick.
Yeah, here's something else also important to tell you, which is at a rally that Trump had, numerous Secret Service agents, if either he was shot in the ear, I heard some folks say, and we haven't heard the definitive thing yet, that it could have been that the bullet hit the teleprompter and it was glass. Whichever it was, I'm not taking away from it, bullets still caused him harm. Okay, so somebody got off a number of rounds at Donald Trump. So they were able to do that while these armed Secret Service members, the best trained guys in the world, or certainly in this country, are there protecting him. But you, Republican Party members, you MAGA fucking morons, think that, is being underpaid already and not respected enough already in a fucking school is going to be Annie Oakley and be able to, when somebody rushes in there with guns, it's going to be better than the Secret Service. Somebody that's probably spent no time on a range. I used to shoot competitively. I understand where it is to actually spend time on a range and learn how to do it. I'm sorry, you don't just pick up a gun and suddenly you're fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger from the Terminator. It doesn't work that well. But our teachers, they're going to do 2 hours on a range somewhere, have a gun. Now they've got that on top of them too. They have to protect their class. You're a bunch of fucking liars. Okay, it's not going to work. It's going to lead to more accidental deaths with teachers leaving guns around and shit. And it's going to lead to them.
Let me tell you something. The teenager that I was in high school, if my teacher had a gun, my friends and I would have found it. Like we got my science teacher used to keep
we would have found it
locked in her desk because she would allegedly have low blood sugar when in reality she was just a pathological snacker. And we managed to get in there and get those things. There is no, unless you're going to also give them a thumbprint desk that allows them to get to it, and assume, by the way, they'll be right next to it, sitting at their desk when shit goes down, is ridiculous. I mean, it's one of the reasons why our schoolhouses are all concrete now. It really is. Like, if you build a new schoolhouse in this country, and if you had one built since Columbine, but certainly before that, the reason it's all concrete block, you walk up to the walls in any school, that's why they're all concrete, is as bullet protection. And again, it's insane. It's ridiculous. So here's the other, that in turn, it depends on the area, Howard. They're ubiquitously concrete across the country, and I guess they're lacking rebar in Kansas. Real quick, I want to mention this, because we can.
I'll say quickly, Ted Cruz said that door control, was what we needed when there was a shooting in Uvalde. Of course, the cops didn't even go in because all of that. But door control wouldn't have really worked in an outside rally with Trump. Just thought I might mention that.
If he paid his bills, if he paid his bills, he could do his fucking rallies indoors. He'd have been safer. Cliff is doing he's having a sale on Patreon and YouTube memberships. Today, go there and get a discounted price. It lasts till August 15th. And go to Cliff's on
behind the scenes stuff that I've seen in my 20 years in politics, and I'll share stories of arguments in green rooms with Kellyanne Conway and all sorts of fun stuff you want to know. And then
I love that idea.
Kellyanne
extra
Conway.
content and lots of fun in the community.
She's a
and
good,
I'm
real
excited
gem.
about some
So there's Cliff Cliff, normally 2, now 1. Democracy Protector, normally 5, now 2. MAGA Crusher, normally 10, now 5. Captain America, normally 25, now 10. There's been options in there. If you have any questions, you can talk to Audrey at bluewebstrategies.com. And different levels have different perks. There you go. I'll do the hard sell for a friend, not a problem. So
You're a good man. You're better at it than I am.
okay, I'm great at doing it for other people. I just suck at doing it for myself.
I can't even get a dash and an underscore worked out, apparently. So, there's that.
You should have consulted me early. I would have gladly helped you with that. let's first of all, somebody earlier, just a bit ago, let's see, I'm here on a Monday because you wanted to say thank you, Hal Vickering, for popping in here, and Angela, please discuss the bumping of Morning Joe. Now, I gotta say, and it's fantastic that we have you on today, because all of this, people behind the scenes and inside the White House and inside the administration and inside the up inside people's assholes have said to us that things are terrible and terrible things are happening and terrible things. Especially around like the Morning Joe thing today. It was almost like it jumped the shark. Like the NBC is, pulled Morning Joe because they were afraid somebody at Morning Joe would go, I'm glad he got that, which they're never going to fucking do. That's just dumb.
Oh my God. Morning Joe is like the most, as you said, is the most insidery of being inside an insider that an inside can get inside.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's going on, anybody knows if they go on Morning Joe and take anything even slightly off of a centrist kind of take.
Yeah.
He's going to end up never being invited back. I'm not saying, look, I'm glad he supports Biden, or at least the Democrats. I'm glad he's not with Trump anymore and all of that. But again, you're not getting strong takes for liberal values on Morning Joe. Okay, folks.
Not at all. It's ridiculous. So I guess the overall question I have, and I don't know, quite frankly. There you go. That was bothering me. It seems like to me, if I want to put aside the fake conspiracies for the real conspiracies, what do the tables of people running companies sitting around do to maximize viewership, profit, whatever? They audience jack from one show to another. Famously, you'll recall that on your favorite television shows, be it The Incredible Hulk or Wonder Woman or Knight Rider or something, they would preempt the show for a new show, and then your show will be on an hour later because they want the habitual viewer to pop in and see this other show and go, hey, I like this show too, therefore I will view it. And the problem they have with the morning shows on NBC is that everybody's watching MSNBC in the morning, the same crowd they're trying to get for the Today Show or whichever one they have, Good Morning America. I always forget which one's on because I don't fucking watch the
Today Show, but yeah, it's all good.
They're trying to jack the Today Show by pulling audience from Morning Joe because of this big thing. They did it on Sunday. They did a very special morning show, Today Show to grab that because it was a big headline, and they just basically brought in everybody, acted like it was Monday instead of Sunday, and they went, hey, it worked. We pulled some audience, so let's do the same thing on Monday. We'll yank some audience from Morning Joe and see if we can, pilfer them to get them to kind of half and half. Because that audience is going to watch both. They're watching NBC and MSNBC, so maybe we'll get them to every other day we'll watch these commercials versus those commercials and help us out. That's 100% what happened, I think.
Yeah, well, and it leads me to something I've been talking about a lot lately. Anybody who follows me on Twitter, really a lot on Twitter, but even at YouTube would know it, which is how absolutely fucking awful our media is in general. Which is that there have been a couple folks who've come out, like newspapers or whatever, who've done the right thing and come out and called on Trump to get out and said they're going to be in favor of democracy. So I've been on a big drive, which I've at least reached, at least they claim, a couple hundred people to unsubscribe from the New York Times and the Washington Post and subscribe to the Philadelphia Inquirer. The Philadelphia Inquirer and the Cleveland Plain Dealer are both newspapers that have said quite openly, we are going to cover democracy, we are going to cover Trump as he is, we're not going to both sides, we're not going to, so go to those two places, get the Washington Post and New York Times are absolute shit at this point. And I would say, when it comes to MSNBC and CNN, I know MSNBC theoretically is supposed to be on our side, but the only person there, and I think he tried to join you in Boston, who I think people talk about campaigns, and they have no idea what they're talking about because he never worked on one. Lawrence worked on the Hill. He worked on campaigns. He knows his stuff.
Yeah,
But the whole, to me, my solution to what you're saying is just turn off, for the most part, cable news. I mean, I haven't even gotten into CNN yet. The ratings are falling through the fucking ground because center-left and center-right people, after they hired that idiot a year or two ago, to start changing their programming and trying to kiss the asses of MAGA people that were never going to watch CNN, who hate CNN. Right. All they did is piss off people that were.
I gotta do it again.
I'm not watching this crap anymore.
Right.
And now they just fired a bunch of their people, and they're trying to put their digital with their whatever. And my answer to most of it is, you want to watch someone like Lawrence, who's a unique person, great. You want to read one columnist here and there, like I think Jen Rubin's been good at the Washington Post, great. Don't subscribe to most of these places. Don't watch most of these places. They're crap. They're sensationalistic.
They're crap.
They have to be sides. They're everything that network predicted 50 years ago.
Right. Because again, no matter, even in this news cycle, even with the amount of insanity that we deal with, there is not enough news to fill 3, much less one 24-hour news channels. It just fucking doesn't exist. And when you, sorry, we're having a sound issue. I'm just checking it. We'll be fine. Okay, good. Can you hear me? You're fine. It's, I couldn't tell if it might have just been in, you can never tell downstream, you know how it is in these situations. That said, a couple of things. One is, I don't want to talk outside of school, and I don't know how much Lawrence was talking, off the record when we got a chance to chit-chat.
You park over there, please? There's like 3 or 4. Stop there. Oh my gosh.
Is this crazy?
That's a lot.
But $100 for a truck?
Yeah.
A freaking Ford? Obviously, I'm not a big fan of Ford, right? Big shit.
Hey, what's up, Veronique? Yo, Veronique, what's striking? Terry Dawn, what's up? Jeez. So here we go back.
And I would tell you the same.
Whenever insiders that are telling me this stuff, and then therefore I'm drawing my conclusion. I'm using logic, reason, and the generalized knowledge and study that I have to pull these things. There are those.
And I'd say from. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No. Go ahead. I'll say my piece after.
Yes, there are those at MSNBC who are, let's just say, earlier in the evening, who are in this jockey position with other people to predict things quickly but they don't have to turn out to be right. So he brought up this fact that a bunch of them they'll get on like, okay, Biden's going to step down. That was a prediction. And so you just got to check that box among certain people that you made that on your show. It seems very much, or he is, or he's absolutely going to. There is really no option. He's getting a lot of push. 50 Democrats are going to come out on Friday and tell Biden he's got to step down. One person did. One. But everybody who predicted, who are on, let's just say, earlier than Lawrence, predicted that, A, this was going to happen from the same dipshit sources that didn't actually pan out, and from their own, like, checking the box of, like, I predicted he was going to step down. Now, I asked him, as you might expect, do they have a moment of reflection when they're wrong? Is there ever a moment where they go, well, I didn't turn out. Maybe I won't listen to that person again, or maybe I won't be so quick on the jump next time? And his answer was absolutely not. And it's clear.
Of course not. Look, this isn't MSNBC, but have you ever heard from, the New York Times admit a week before the election, when we clearly know now the head of the New York office of the FBI was compromised and working with a Russian oligarch? And magically a story appeared in the New York Times saying no connection found between Trump and Russia, like a week before the election, when there were 47,000 fucking connections between Trump and Russia. They were everywhere. Have they ever once, the New York Times, apologized for that? No. There's been no mention of it since then. That they got one of the biggest stories of our time, Trump's connections to Putin and how much Putin was helping him, wrong. Let's not even talk about aluminum tubes back in 2003 and all the other things they've got. They don't. And so with MSNBC, of course, it's the same deal. And again, the thing about O'Donnell is that he's worked in this, he appreciates it, and he seems to actually care. So I think what you're saying when you say prediction, right? Like I think of the word gaming it out, and I think of it's a game to these other people. Like, it's all a game. Do I get this right? Do I get that right? Do I sound good saying this? Did I sound too liberal there? Maybe I need to even it out by sounding more conservative. Lawrence O'Donnell's just trying to his credit, is trying to tell you from his experience of actually knowing what the fuck he's talking about, because he worked, I believe, he worked for Moynihan, it was somebody huge like that. He worked on campaigns. He actually gets it. The rest of that channel, virtually everybody, they've never been close to working on a campaign. Most of them never even were reporters following around. There are people writing for magazines that somehow ended up on TV. And frankly, when it comes to talking about political campaigns, they suck at it. They don't know what they're talking about. They can't even read basic polls for their lives and understand them. They don't explain to people the context of anything. I turned all those channels off years ago, and I enjoyed.
He said years ago.
Give me a good an episode of Breaking Bad at 8 or 9 o'clock at night. I'm not watching that shit. That's where I'm coming from. But I don't understand why anybody.
Don't get me started on Breaking Bad and our the softening of our response to murderous assholes through the weaponization of anti-heroes for the last decade. Sopranos.
Say my name, Hal. Okay,
Right.
sorry. Well, yes, that was a cultural thing. But I think that we'll get into a whole different conversation. But
Yes, we
I
will.
think a lot of that began with Scorsese, quite frankly, and turning mobster life into Goodfellas, yeah. I love some of those movies, but they end up turning these guys that are murderers into the people you're supposed to like and support. And out of that has grown.
The fascinating part of it to me is, and you can tell by how Donald Trump has such a limited cultural awareness, that he's only seen, there are only three things that scare him. Sharks, Hannibal Lecter, and Al Capone. And the only reason he thinks of Hannibal Lecter and Al Capone is because there was a window at some point where he was watching movies either with other people or by himself because nobody wanted to talk to him. So he actually saw Silence of the Lambs, even though he realizes he thinks it's just one lamb. I don't know, maybe because of the picture that Hannibal
Silence of the Lamb and the late great Hannibal Lecter. He's dead, but he's alive. He's real, but he's fictional. Trump is a fucking clue.
And Al Capone and the Untouchables. He's definitely saw the Untouchables. There was a period where he was trying to be I'm going to premieres, or I'm in the know with Hollywood and that kind of shit. And so he went and saw 3 movies, and then he blew off everything else. He didn't finish shit. He can't even finish a whole episode of Shark Week. So the idea that he sat through any other movies. But these
I was going to say that, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Thank you.
Go ahead. was just gonna say, I mean, we know he watched Shark Week. He tried to watch it with Stormy Daniels. She said that initially. Like, he was obsessed with it. He's a weird, short battery, whatever obsession that he needs to. I mean, he's got 50 other issues he needs to talk about with a psychiatrist first, but maybe eventually they get to that one and what's going on there, because it's some weird shit. But yes, you're right. And I'll say quickly about the Untouchables. I love it because, of course, we all know who played Al Capone, and that guy's ripped Trump a new one, and that's probably why Trump has gotten so upset about
That's why
it.
he's fixated about it. That's exactly why. Because it's the only movie he knows about, Capone from, and De Niro kicked ass playing that. Now, everything he draws from him is that scene where he beats the guy with the bat, and this is how on an entirely different scope of comprehension. I mean,
sorry, I could talk entertainment with you all day. I love it in addition to politics, so I can't help it.
No. Well, the overlap is very important here in that
Culturally, very much, yeah.
Yeah, Donald Trump is incapable of perceiving things that are right in front of him. And one of the biggest things was that somehow what he took away from the scene about baseball, enthusiasms, about a one big team, that whole scene, where he bashes the guy's head in with the bat. Trump seems to think, we all watched the movie, that he did that because he didn't like the guy's face. Because the guy looked at him wrong. Like, that was what he took from it. He's that fucking dumb that he doesn't know the rest of the plot about how the guy lost the shipment and the kind of the gangster shit. He really thinks he just picked that guy at random because he didn't like him and bashed it because he wasn't fucking paying attention, because he was probably too busy whispering something to Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell while they watched it together on in some fucking
hanging out with a couple of 14-year-old girls on the plane, which we have logs from and now know happened.
And on his fucking plane, by the way, a Republican, a registered Republican, takes a pot shot at him and misses, curiously not, and conveniently dies with no social media presence, which is nearly impossible for a 20-year-old. Pardon me while I peg the conspiracy meter for just 1 second. And less than a week and a half after the Epstein logs and all that stuff fold out, and he needs a reboot, and Biden isn't leaving the race, so there this kind of thing happens.
And Biden's pulling ahead of him again.
Yes,
in pretty much every poll.
Yeah, and he's going to keep doing it because nobody's going to look at this like, wait a minute, a Republican took a shot at Trump. Well, you know what? I feel bad for him now. Fuck women and their rights. Nobody's doing that. Everyone. It's silly.
I mean, jumping down the conspiracy sort of thing. I mean, I've said to you, I have no idea. I do know that it may just be that Trump is such a weird fucking person that he doesn't know what to do at any given moment.
Yes,
but all I'll say is this, and again, I don't know, but it is very strange to me that a guy that had just been shot stood there and to raise the fist of glory and do that whole thing. A guy that is notorious for being the biggest coward in the world, who wanted to hide in a bunker when there were protesters outside the White House, and had bone spurs to hide. I don't even know if they were real, but at least bone spurs to hide from Vietnam and all the other things. It is curious that he stood there, right? I mean, and raised his fist when they just sent out an image of the guys raising the flag of Iwo Jima like a few days before that. I'm just saying, again, I don't know, and I'm not going to get down the whatever. I don't know what I don't know, but it's weird.
Right. Political photographers will always have the exact same composition. So you're going to see a lot of overlay in the kind of pictures they take, because they will be seeking to cut the picture into quarters and Dutch angle them off. Oh, I lost him. Cliff just decided he didn't. I'm kidding.
I decided that leaving the overhead light up like an idiot because I was just away for 2 weeks to screw up the rest of my lighting, that was probably a bad move. And now that's been 49 minutes of the show with you. So that's right. Oops.
You look fantastic. You look like fresh and straight from Rome. So, again, here's ultimately why I'm not worried about this shifting towards Trump or any of this stuff, because the news cycle has tightened to such a ridiculous level that nothing lasts. Nothing except what will last is going to have any legs in this election cycle. Project 2025 has legs. Trump appointing more people to the Supreme Court that will be anti-woman or get rid of the right to contraception or eliminate
Big Joe?
interracial marriage or allow it to be kicked back to the states. They will be racist as fuck. story of one of his own turning on him is just going to do it'll doom loop for 3 days in the same way that the debate did. That's over now too.
You're right.
That was supposed to.
Do you mean Flickr like the cool old social media app, or do you mean Flickr like?
Oh yeah, that's
Flickr. It's just like Friendster.
we should bring back
You're 100% right. You are so right. You could not be more right, pal. And I don't often say that to anybody. But seriously, because the right now with the media, again, it's not like something again serious happened to him. He ended up getting out of it with a cut and that kind of thing. If he tried in some way to milk it, instead he's out playing golf the next day when one of his own people is killed at his event. So he himself stepped on his own story. He's like, yeah, I'm totally fine. Nothing. It's like nothing happened. And we have
God protected me.
So many.
That's the okay. So
Right.
just so you know, this came out in the news. He spoke to the New York. He posted on Truth Sinkhole, but he also talked to New York Post, and he said he goes, Ronnie Jackson is speaking for him, or is it Johnson? Who's speaking on him. By the way, I would like to say that if Trump had any smart people around him, he would be talking to other people so that wouldn't reignite that whole Ronnie Johnson, Ronnie Jackson shit every time. You've got dozens of people to be your spokesperson or to be the person who's talking on your behalf as a surrogate. He's literally one of the worst. But he goes, the Border Patrol saved my life. He said, if I hadn't pointed at that chart and turned my head to look at it, the bullet would have hit me right in the head. Trump was left wounded by the attack, said it pierced the upper part of my right ear. He said he managed to survive. He goes, I'm not supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be dead. By luck or by God, many people are saying it's by God I'm still here. Okay.
What?
Now,
Oh, God.
one of your supporters was killed shielding his family from bullets meant for you. It would.
But you might have sympathy if you were a sociopath.
Yeah,
And you might not say that
golf
that
for
God-
a couple of days and not say God protected me, but decided fuck that guy.
Hey, you know what else? You know what else? It's key to know. All those guys that were killed on Utah Beach, who were storming the beaches of Normandy. God didn't like them all apparently,
Right.
Because they all
God
died.
picks favorites.
Right, all the kids in Newtown and the school who were in kindergarten, apparently God hated them too. God picked, as in Marco Rubio said it too. God clearly has a thing for Donald Trump, but there's all sorts of other people God apparently doesn't care about, which is our friend, mutual friend John Fugelsang pointed out is about the most blasphemous thing you can say.
Yeah.
But of course they don't fucking.
Well, and I'll go one further. I think God does have special plans for Donald Trump. He wants him to live out and experience his humiliation one-to-one. He wants him. He knows that dying would be too easy for him. He would just and he'd have to see him too soon, I suppose, if you're talking those kind of godly days. But at the very least, Donald Trump would have to. Now Donald Trump has to go through this trauma, which is terrible, and nobody should have to go through it, and I'm totally against it. And then watch him as he loses the election and his court case, which Eileen Cannon recused herself in the dumbest way possible today by dismissing the case, but she couldn't do it with prejudice, which is what everybody's going to think because of what just happened with Rust and the Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin's was dismissed with prejudice. This was not. Just because the special prosecutor was illegally appointed according to her, that's not true, but also they will, if they just went, oh, okay, well then the president will do it. Big, there you go. Now it's legal again. It doesn't change the charges. This is, again, another situation where Trump is claiming exoneration when simply he outran the statute of limitations on some things. Like, dude, motherfucker, you're just telling us you're guilty. They just didn't catch you in time. That's not a dodge. That's,
No, I just want to say before, I don't think it's
That shit is funny though. Dying would just be too easy.
God has also caught a whiff of Donald Trump and it's like, I'm not, like everybody else who's around him and smells him, it's just like, I'm not letting that guy anymore.
Smells him.
Right. If there's a special, so I think that's worth,
special elevator. There it is.
And think it's just worth considering as part of all. I mean, look, in all seriousness, whenever the nuts and those that are just demagogues like Rubio start coming out with the God stuff, it's just the most offensive thing when you think of all the people in our history who've sacrificed and done amazing things and given their lives for causes. And again, even though the guy was a QAnon guy who, if I admit, I probably would have hated in real life, I will give credit to this person in the crowd and say, this man died saving his family. He sacrificed his life for his family. And not only do you, I don't even know that Trump has mentioned him. You're playing golf the next day and saying God was saving you, but apparently that guy was just, raw sewage.
Fuck the other guy. Right? Fuck the other guy that died. God save me. Like, what?
To the cringe of Trump mispronouncing it.
What an asshole. Or do you guys like this? You guys more like this? What wall? See, we're not like Trump. We build walls. See, you can build a wall within like a couple days. That fool had 4 years to build a little bit of wall. He couldn't build a wall. Well, us Mexicans, we build a wall within like, I don't know, a couple hours. Give us 24 hours, 48 hours, we got the wall back to normal. Building walls, you know what I mean? But Trump couldn't do it in 4 years. Yo, it makes sense, huh? He wants more time so he can build more walls, which he never did. Damn, it's hot out here. It's really fast, right? He's out there, god damn. It's like fucking new, bro. Oh look. It just needs to be painted now. Look, it's all fucking right. It's all perfectly back to normal. What's up, Texas? Michael Romero. I wish I was at home in air conditioning with my feet up, drinking a lemonade or iced tea. It's a nice wall. Better than the other one. I'm serious. The other one, it was all like coming out and shit. Hey guys, they fixed all that shit. What's the cost? Gratis. These songs. Let's go to house party.
Pronouncing his name. And again, the fact that he went golfing the next day when they haven't even fucking buried that guy.
So Trump went golfing the next day after the incident. And like he said, the other dude, he haven't even buried the other fucking guy, and this guy's over there golfing and shit. That's bad, y'all. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Trump mispronouncing his name. Yeah, like I look forward to the cringe of Trump mispronouncing his name. And again, the fact that he went golfing the next day when they haven't even fucking buried that guy. Like, again, why would you go golfing? Even, here's the weird part. Even if you need I gotta fucking have a mental health break, I gotta do something normal afterwards, do it indoors, but don't shame the fucking guy.
I was gonna say,
Do it
he looks
indoors.
like crispy KFC thighs. Just munch down 47 of those. You're
Go Jiminy Glick a pile of donuts, but Jesus Christ,
Exactly, right.
The guy's
I mean,
family doesn't. They just identified his fucking body
That's
when he
fucked.
died on top of them. And this motherfucker is like, he's talking about how God protected him and how he dodged. He said apparently on the golf course he sank a putt, and some dude was like. They were applauding him, and he's like, unlike the shooter, I don't miss.
He said, I don't miss. Unlike the shooter.
He said that on the fucking.
He said that shit? He said that shit? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This guy. This is a total setup, yo. He made the shot. He made the shot, the putt on the green. He's golfing the next day. He made the shot and they asked him. He goes, what? You can't make this shit up. Hold up.
Fucking body when he died on top of them. And this motherfucker is like, he's talking about how, God protected him and how he dodged, he said apparently on the golf course, he sank a putt, and some dude was like, they were applauding him, and he's like, unlike the shooter, I don't miss.
Unlike the shooter, I don't miss.
He said that on the fucking, are you out of your fucking mind? They just, one of your own just died.
did miss somebody.
That's bad.
Somebody's dad and their kids and a wife.
That's really bad.
A father and a husband. But, you're okay, and as we know, that's
I would love to argue, that guy, I'm sure, like you, I would have fucking hated his argument for everything. It was just ridiculous, and I would have called any, 7 different names, him bringing his family to a Trump rally, considering, Trump's closest
Right,
to
I don't
Epstein
need-
and all that kind of stuff. But I want him to be alive, because I believe...
Big Joe's saying that's some good stuff, yo.
we believe in democracy.
Hey, unlike the
You and
shooter, I don't
believe in
miss.
this weird concept of
What the
democracy, so no, I
fuck?
don't
This was all
want
golfing the
people
next
just
day.
because I hate their politics.
Wait a minute.
Frankly, every
Yo. I mean, yeah, you might be on the streets the next day, maybe.
thing about them, I don't want them to die because that's not how you handle it in a democracy.
Yeah,
I wanna
it
crush
seems
them at
like
the
a
polling place.
straight
I wanna
setup
crush
or
them
some
with
shit.
ballots, not bullets.
Yeah.
So no, I'm not happy about.
Alright, so there's this movie. Veronique's gonna start laughing. And it's so old and it's so generic, but it's so funny. It's the Fat Boys, right? And this movie's called The Disorderlies. Okay, so they committed at the very end. They committed a crime. The people, the enemy, right? They committed a crime. So in order to cover up, he tells the dude, "Shoot me in the ass," so that way it'll look like I was trying to defend them. He's all, "But just graze me." He's all, "Just graze me," and the guy's like, "No, here, use my gun. Use a real man's gun." It was a big gun. Because the dude had a little gun. Teeny tiny gun. He just wanted to braze. He's all, "Shoot me, but don't shoot me. Just kind of, just graze me." Like, so he does it. He tells the guy, "But use my gun." He's all, "Don't use the big gun. Use the little gun." He's all, "Okay. Alright, whatever." He still shoots that fool. Bah! Right in the ass. He's, falling into the bushes and shit. He really shot him. But this is the point. The guy said, in order for me to get away with this, you're going to have to actually shoot me. But just don't shoot me. Just kind of shoot me. Hey, that's what happened. But it backfired on them because, you know, they ended up seeing that fool shoot him and all that shit. It was funny.
Because
Yeah, Disorderly. Old ass, dope ass movie. Hell yeah, Veronique, that shit was funny as hell. It reminds me of Trump. Like, he's like, just shoot me, but don't shoot me. Just the ear. Just like, they're like, all right.
Fox News and the rest, and their
Take
lives
off
are
just a little
destroyed,
nick.
but Donald Trump is out playing golf again the next day. I mean, that's the story.
He's
of-
out
of
playing
Donald
golf
Trump.
the next
Yeah,
day.
again,
Wow.
I think that's a great, you know, and we'll finish on that because I want everybody to check out Cliff's Edge. It's underscore Edge on YouTube and dash Edge on Patreon. I already have it memorized, man. That's how this brain works.
You're awesome. I guess I'm going to have to get a link tree now.
Hell yeah.
Great idea. It's or buy a URL specifically that routes to each one. Like that's why infotainmenters.com, people. Just it goes straight to the
When I
YouTube
call
channel.
you, Al, I don't care if I have to pay you as a consultant. You're so much smarter than me technologically in such a different planet than I'm on. Like, I'm calling you and I'm just being like, dude, you're gonna have to set me up with everything. You just have to.
You got it.
You know?
It's a deal.
And
I'll do it. I'll do
and
it
I'll
for
bring you to
anybody on our
Cincinnati
side.
here for I'll fill a place here. Bring you to Cincinnati here for a comedy show because we need you.
Yeah.
So,
and I'll be there. I'll be.
Oh, they're doing the live thing again. Look at all this pasties. Okay, isn't this convenient? He was put up for, like, I don't know how many felonies, right? Was it 49 felonies? How many did he commit? Okay, he did all that, right? He wasn't doing that great. He was there, like, even, whatever. They kept talking about Joe Biden being slow or something like that. He comes out being shot, right? Shot in the ear. Shot in the ear one day. He gets one day off to go golf. And then day one of the RNC Live, he chooses his vice president. Isn't that just something? One day after the next day after the next day. It's crazy. Are you guys that dumb out there? What the fuck? He's all, hey, I gotta get shot on what? On Sunday. Or Monday, or Sunday. No, Saturday. Shoot me on Saturday. I get Sunday to golf. Monday we're gonna kick it off and we're gonna fucking go out there and campaign with my shot ear. I can't wait to see if he has a cast over that shit. He'll come out like this. I thought he'd come out like the Pope in like a bulletproof cage on wheels, going like this. Like the Queen. Sounds like Rockin' Bruce to me. Sniper! This fucking music sucks.
Pac, I don't respect the shooter who downed Biggie. You're sitting around with the family and you're having a conversation. Okay, so honey, what did you do this
The
today?
Bulletproof Vox,
How was school?
Texas.
You just having pleasure.
Yeah.
Staying in pleasure. Next
You remember
thing
him? The Bulletproof Vox.
Some fool coming out masked up, home invasion. If you grab that hammer and start boom, 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 and down all three of them, I respect the shooter. But I don't respect the shooter who downed Pac. I don't respect the shooter who downed Biggie. I don't respect the shooter who downed Malcolm X or Martin Luther King or JFK. I don't respect those shooters. See, I gotta break it down for some of y'all, because some of y'all really think on a rudimentary level. And y'all think
How about
when
Lincoln?
people make statements, those statements are all inclusive. All the time. Nothing is all.
I always thought like if he would have like light a big ass joint in there, that should be a hot box like a motherfucker. Huh? The Pope hot boxing that box. They said it was air conditioning and everything. I was like, oh.
Some dude
Seriously said it was air
in the
conditioning.
comments and said, this is why they don't like
Yeah, it
us.
is
After I posted that.
Willie D.
I posted that statement.
Not
Somebody
Willie D.
said, this is why they don't like us. I'm assuming that he means this is why they don't like black folks, right? Let me explain something to you, slow.
This is one of the members from
They don't like you
the Ghetto Boys.
because you're you. It doesn't matter what somebody else does. Look, how in the hell they don't like us? Because Willie D made a post that offended somebody. How is it that every other race of people, every other group of people can have individuals who will offend, destroy, murder, rape,
Ooh.
rob,
Ooh.
and be held at their own merit?
Ooh.
They be held by their own merit. But when a black person, an
Ooh.
individual, or a few people do something, we're a monolith. We're all grouped together no matter what. I can't control some uncivilized mutt's opinion of black folks. Some uncivilized mutt who don't have enough common sense to look at black people as individuals.
The only thing I don't get is
when
like
they
how
do
he's making it a
something
race
wrong
thing.
as opposed
I'm like,
to a group.
Yeah, I
I
don't
can't
get it.
control an uncivilized, slowpoke mutt who thinks like that. It's ironic that they can
Smoke the
think
chronic.
that way when it comes to black folks, but when it comes to them, they know how to separate the group from the individual.
Nah, I don't know
I'm
now,
not the
Willie.
dude that's sitting up watching the news when somebody say this person did this or keep.
Come on now, Willie. Went off topic. You know. Nah, it is like a little bit of a, but hey, there's a lot of Republicans that want to go for Donald Trump. So that's what it is, Auntie. That's why people gotta keep their eyes peeled. There is always two sides of the coin.
Did
Come
this,
on now, Willie.
kill this person, rape this. I'm not the one sitting around like my mother, God
Ooh.
bless her soul, saying, I hope you're not black. I don't give a damn what color he is.
He said, I
I'm
don't
not
give
being
a damn
Lord.
what color he
I'm
is.
not going to jail.
Mhm.
I'm not writing letters and hoping people come see me. I'm not missing my children. That fool committed the crime. That fool gonna have to deal with the consequences. I'm looking at his ass just like everybody else looking at him.
Willie D.
I'm not responsible for that fool. Why would I put that kind of pressure on myself?
Sidetrack.
You gonna drive yourself in the
Serpentine.
grave worried about every damn black person. Every time a black person do something, ooh, they gonna make us look bad. Ooh, like Stephen A.
Like Stephen A.
What they gonna say about us? they gonna look at all of us like that. What they gonna think they gonna say about us? We celebrate O.J. Simpson. What you think they gonna say about us? It's gonna make them look at us crazy. They gonna be mad at us. Y'all put O.J. Simpson on the screen.
He's on
Y'all
screen.
recognize O.J. Simpson's death. You know, what y'all think they gonna say about us? They gonna talk about us.
Fucking Willie's crazy.
Yeah. Straight up.
He said it like
How is it that I have enough sense to whereas when a white person does something bad, or a Hispanic person does something bad, an Asian person does something bad, I look at that individual and I don't hold it against the whole entire community. I don't hold it against the whole group. I look at that one uncivilized mutt and how that one uncivilized mutt was
Hello.
raised, and that
Bye. I'll be right there with you.
by his uncivilized parents. I look at that one uncivilized mutt.
Did you bring paperwork for your car?
But every time somebody black do something, we all gotta get punished. We all gotta feel like we gotta feel the wrath of retribution. We gotta all feel it. We gotta all be punished. Nah, you ain't gonna, I'm not mine. You ain't gonna punish me. And if you try, I'm gonna put something on your ass. You're not punishing me. I'm not being held responsible for what some other damn fool does. Some dude go out there and beat on this woman. I'm not being held responsible. You can be dumb enough to go out and say, well, that's all black men do. They beat on their women. You can be dumb enough to say that, but you ain't talking to me, because I don't beat on my woman. I don't talk down to my woman. So you ain't talking about me. You talking about that damn fool. And I'm smart enough to know it's other men out there like me. It's other black men out there like me. Because if I'm not like that, there's got to be some more. There's got to be some more. I'm not, you can't get me with the propaganda. That's why they don't like us. You damn fool. It ain't nothing you can do to make them like you if they don't like you. If they don't like you based on the actions of somebody else, they don't even know you. And they just don't like you. They don't like you because of your skin color, fool. Ain't nothing you can do to change that. That's why I don't give a damn. I rock with who rock with me. Even though I know that there are white people out there that don't like me because of my skin color, I still don't judge all white people the same. If a white person rock with me, they rock with me. I rock with them. Just like I would do a black person or anybody else. You love me, I love you. You hate me, I hate you. You want to get on? I want to get on. That's me. Y'all sitting up here worried about what these folks over here think about y'all. Y'all care more about what white folks think of you than your own damn people think of you. You care more about what they think of you than you think of yourself. You uncivilized mutt. Don't project your low self-esteem on me when I stand on something. When I speak on something,
Dude, what's up?
and I say, yeah, and I stand on it, and it can ruffle some feathers.
I want to hear what Willie D was saying.
People upset.
What's wrong with y'all?
Don't tell me how that ain't it. Don't try to calm me down.
I'll be there around Thanksgiving and more than likely Christmas as well. So I will see you around those days. We'll find some way to do a live get together. If I'm doing my radio show from there, if it's over a Saturday where I'm there, I'll have you come on and sit in with me at my dad's house, something like that. We'll figure it out.
And it's Thanksgiving. We'll celebrate the just enormous re-election of Joe Biden.
Yes.
The gain of about another 20 to 25 House seats, and the
retention of the Senate.
knocking off And they were essentially going to say, well, knocking off Ted Cruz and Rick Scott, and then buying drinks.
I'm for it. I'm for it. Thank you so much, Cliff. I'm going to bring in Tara. She's waiting in spikes. I'm sure she's got plenty to talk about these days. Be safe, and I will see you soon.
You too.
All right.
Thanks so much, buddy. Appreciate
Absolutely. Cheers. And then let me go in here. Why am I all shrunk down in this one scene? That's not right. I'm going to fix myself. There we go. Hold on. And I got to drag this down and make it bigger. Get out of here. Whatever. I'll just float. It's fine. All right. Let me bring in Tara in 1 second. Let me do this. Sorry, you'll be Cliff for a split second while I put in your name, our dear Tara. Let's see. Turn that off and turn this one on. There you go. I think I have a whole. Yeah, I do. Okay, there we go. It got moved. There we go. And we'll put her in, and I'm sure she's got nothing to say. I get it. It's a dry news cycle. It's entirely possible, that she's just like, we're in a wait and see game, right, Tara? I don't hear you. I don't hear audio coming from you. Just letting you know. I don't see it coming up with a little meter on the side. You can hear me, but I don't see audio coming from your side of the thing, which means your mic thing. Hold on 1 second. Maybe I'll be able to fix it. Give me 1 second. I can sometimes. Let's see. Oh, you're using your AirPods. I see. So let's see. How about this? Use this one. I'll request that. See if this helps. Okay. I heard you a little bit. There you go. That's right. There you go. Hi. So hopefully that's better. Yes.
I want you to be able to see the message T-shirt also.
Okay, it says be a better human. Guitar and stuff for a sound check when all this bullshit goes down where apparently a Trump supporter decided he was not going to be a Trump supporter anymore or was a huge fan of J.D. Vance being on top of the ticket or was a big Romney / Mitch McConnell fan and was just tired of Trump's BS or something. I don't know, whatever. Rolling in and then tried to take a peg at him. And
yeah, I heard something about that.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh good, let's go make jokes.
Out the door though. So, yeah. I was just on my way out the door to the Mississippi Avenue Street Fair here in Portland, and coincidentally, a year ago at the Mississippi Avenue Street Fair in Portland, there was a shooting. So it's a full circle American moment on a typical Saturday in this country. Yeah, totally. I mean, I was surprised. You know what? So many things to say around this. And literally one of the first things I tweeted was, I'm just going to go to the street fair and let all of the conspiracy cycle through a few times and then come back. And the clip has been now examined just like the Zapruder film, right? And everyone's trying to break it down and look at it. And there's, this photo of him with the red slashes on his lip. He looks like he got kissed by a trout mouth person.
Yeah.
So here are the things that, after I've had time to look at it over the weekend and write about it for Hill Reporter and process a lot of things, something that I said that I saw reiterated again and again on Twitter by people who are experts in the field, so I felt justified. When I used to live in Georgia, back in the dark ages of my marriage, we were friends with a husband and wife. The husband had worked for the Secret Service. Right. And he worked on Jimmy Carter's Secret Service detail. Mm-hmm. And so there were things that I learned about, he didn't go into super specifics because he can't, but there were things that I learned about Secret Service behavior and how they behave in a situation where they feel that the president is compromised in any way. And one of the things that I learned above all else is they protect the president and shield him from sight. That's the number one thing that they do, so that if somebody gets off a shot, they can't get another one no matter where they are, how close, how far, whoever else is around. If they try, they're going to hit an agent, not their intended target.
Right.
And the fact that he was using the AR-15, if he had just, if it had actually hit any part of Donald Trump's body, that body part wouldn't exist anymore. That's a fact. So, and then and I don't trade in conspiracies, Hal. I'm really careful to make sure that I'm focused on the truth. And so with the truth to me that I saw and kept seeing over and over again. Once he went down, we never should have seen him at all. They should
Yes.
have covered him.
Why do we
like a
care more
human.
than his own people? Why?
It's not even about caring. It is what the protocol
Right.
is. Bottom line. So not only was there not an escape hatch under the stage, which, maybe they couldn't do that in such a short amount of time, but there should have been but literally,
see if we got a bear stuck in a hole, Right.
maybe there was a large picnic basket. But what they needed to do was create a human security blanket on top of him, so that there was no. He never should have been stood up to face the crowd and wave his whittle fist and yell "fight, fight, fight" after he got his shoes back on. If somebody fucking shot at me, I wouldn't care where my shoes were. If it was a true threat on my life, I'd like to get the fuck out of here, make sure no one can see me. And instead, there's Donnie photo op like he's fucking Josh Hawley again in front of the January 6 people, whipping people into more of a frenzy. Who yells fight, fight, fight at the moment right after they get shot at? By the way, he didn't get shot. He got shot at by someone who just wasn't that good at shooting. And let's all be grateful for that, because first of all, I genuinely don't condone violence of any kind as a solution. Never have, never will. Don't use. It's not a thing for me ever. I don't want a gun. I don't care if you do. I just don't want you to kill another human with your gun. I don't think that's a lot to ask. And a lot of this just does not add up if you're looking at it as if you think it's been staged, because a lot of it looks staged because they're already profiting and fundraising from that image. It's still a registered Republican who ultimately pulled the trigger on the Republicans' favorite weapon and the Republicans' favorite person. So that's the one part of it where I'm like, unless he was like a willful patsy trying to martyr Trump at a
right. And even then, that still doesn't involve us. Like again, right afterwards.
Doesn't.
One of the biggest standouts was this fucking bullshit from Bill Maher, where he's on stage in wherever he was, North Carolina or some shit, and he's like, you might hear some people telling jokes about, if only the bullet had been 2 inches to the right or whatever, but not me. I'm okay. First of all, fuck you, dude. That the rest of us political comedians are just out there like clapping at the idea of someone being extrajudicially murdered, and that you're somehow morally superior to us. Get the fuck out of here. The only reason you're not doing those jokes because they came to mind. I'm sure in his head he was writing them, but he wouldn't say them because a good 2/3 of his audience nowadays is full of Trump sympathizers. But secondly, no, that wasn't the case. At number one, the vast majority of people were like, fuck this across the board. Because even people who don't like Trump were like, they don't want him to get sympathy from it. They don't want some sort of bullshit narrative to be drifted off of it. There's all sorts of reasons why.
We definitely don't want him martyred.
Right, it's absurd.
They were insta-martyring him. They've been trying to martyr him since
for
he
a
left
long
office.
time. Yeah, right. And then the other aspect, and I'll continue, is that Maher was saying this kind of idea that what was it? That he was. I'm not going to make these kind of jokes. Other people would do it, but the left has something to answer to. The left. Okay, first of all,
no, we don't.
By the time he was on stage, the news that this guy was a registered Republican was already out. Right, I beg your pardon. Somebody said no one in quotes. They're like, yes, in a world this big, somebody somewhere said something. But the vast majority of people, were like condemning.
But not the high-profile Democrats.
Right, none, and no high-profile comics, no mid-level comics, nothing. And if anybody makes a joke about it, it's going to be Trump-adjacent, politically incorrect types. That's who's going to lean in it. But the left does not have to answer for a registered Republican taking a pot shot at their candidate. This has nothing to fucking do with us. Nothing.
It genuinely doesn't, and they're trying very hard now. Extra trying very hard. Because they immediately wanted to tie it to Joe Biden. And I think that's also because the conversation around the immunity decision, like Joe Biden orders SEAL Team 6 to take out Donald Trump and not suffer any consequences. Democrats aren't going to do that. We're not going to do that.
Nope.
Joe Biden is not going to abuse the president, his presidential powers.
Trump is
never going to do that.
Trump is benefiting from the fact that no one, while we wouldn't put it past him, no one expects Biden to do it. Everybody's like, well, that won't happen.
He's still not going. He's
No.
still not going to, okay?
No.
He was a registered Republican. But if you look at traditionally the history of mass shootings in this country, who's doing it? Someone from the right, a white man with an AR-15 who's got a manifesto somewhere on his computer, or he live streamed it, or he did something. And we're still learning about this poor kid who's only 20 years old, and I'm the mother of a 25-year-old and a 21-year-old, and I can't even imagine them being so radicalized that they would take up arms. But, and that's, it also just points to, I think that, you know, and we've seen historically, and our delightfully wonderful handsome friend Bob Seska has a fantastic thread on Twitter right now showing videos of Republican after Republican after Republican using AR-15s, whether it's to shoot through a bill they don't like, or Marjorie Taylor Greene going hog hunting and from a helicopter and comparing it to shooting Democrats, hunting Democrats, because Democrats are hogging, and all of it is horrific, right? So there's all of this violent imagery that's been flooding everything from the Republican side. Democrats don't do that, and if you look at the statistics, it's a very small amount of, like, extreme leftists who have ever perpetrated anything so violent. Democrats
Which,
don't
by the way,
respond
and they don't
to violence,
vote for
don't like
Democrats.
this.
None of those people vote for Democrats. They just do not. And again,
They're out there, right?
the minute you do shit like this, that's when you stop being a Democrat. But I want to point this out. This is the guy when he was in high school. There's a high school picture of him that's been posted online. Thomas Matthew Crooks, the guy who was identified as the shooter and all this stuff. This is
that last name.
and he's wearing an American flag, like Mount Rushmore shirt in his school picture. Now, I picked my own school picture shirt at that age as well to try and show who I am as a person, right? And mine was a fake book, a comedy book that said "Rush to the Bathroom" by Willie Make It and Betty Don't, because I thought it was hilarious, and it had one of those like keep on trucking people drawn on the front of it, and I was like, that's what I want for posterity. If you find a picture of me that's going to be used in this situation, that's the shit it's going to have on it. This is during the Trump years. This is a couple years ago, right? That this picture's taken, and he's wearing a Mount Rushmore shirt. He's a registered Republican now. The thing about him donating DAC Blue turned out not to be true. That's another guy who's 60 years old, same name, across the state, but did not do it. This
very popular, common last name in that region of Pennsylvania, apparently.
Absolutely. And Thomas Matthew isn't that weird, as biblical Christian names go. That's not that weird. His father is a registered libertarian who has 20 legally owned guns. His gun was purchased legally, even at his age. He can't buy a handgun until he's 21, but he can buy an AR-15 at 18 years old.
Thanks, Marika.
There you go.
Thank you, NRA gun culture. Thank you
there
so
is no,
much.
There is no Antifa. Here's the point I was trying to make is there's no Antifa hyper-left kid who's planning to shoot Donald Trump 4 years ago who's wearing an American flag shirt in their school picture so that they can later double fake people in the same way that there are no Antifa people who aged themselves 35 years, got diabetes so that they could attack the Capitol wearing MAGA hats so people would think that MAGA was bad. Like the conspiratorial aspect of it is pathetic. It's just reality.
Speaking of which, though, sorry to interrupt you, but speaking of conspiracy theories, did you notice that at the moment it happened, standing right behind him was QAnon JFK?
Yes, back and to the left.
JFK was right fucking behind him.
Oh, he was
weird.
He was right.
Because
He
where's
was back
he been?
and to the left. He was back
Left.
and to the left. If you look where he's standing, in case you haven't seen it, he's standing back
And
and
there's
to
a
the
grassy
left.
knoll just behind them.
And he doesn't duck or anything. And the joke I made.
He has no reaction.
Right. The joke I made at Sexy Liberal was, of course, that he's obviously been through it before, so he wouldn't react. He wouldn't flinch.
So it's fine.
Right.
So, yeah, no, because what the fuck? Why was he there?
No,
We
JFK
haven't seen
Jr.
him
Mary.
standing behind.
The guy that they say is JFK Jr.
Fucking
who
real
looks
name?
really.
I remember.
Yeah.
He looks more like a really bad Sean Lennon impersonator who plays in a Beatles cover band occasionally. That's what I've always sort of painted.
I think he looks like a Gabe Kaplan balloon that was popped.
That also also works. That also works. But there's literally no resemblance to any Kennedy, not even RFK,
Yeah, it's
after
super weird.
flavorings and barbecue dogs.
It's yeah.
So anyway, we're getting off topic, but still, the point, like, but also that QAnon guy has not been at any of the other rallies where
He
everything
has been
went
out a
fine.
long time. He shows up at this one, and he's standing right behind him during this thing. It's like, and by the way, they're pressing this idea that, you know, Trump picked by God, saved by God, or whatever. And again, you know, I was talking
But
about
not the guy that died in front of his family.
Yes,
not
that-
the
obviously,
firefighter, former
God
fire
decided
captain.
that guy needed to sacrifice himself, and Donald Trump needed to get, you know, he needed to clip his own ear with his finger.
Right, so that Judge Cannon could give him another fucking pass, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But back to the topic at hand, in here. But he got up and went fucking golfing the next day.
Yeah.
And he's acting like it's no big deal that it happened, heading in. So that capped a week where Joe Biden saw an upswing in support and donations and a whole lot of sympathy because everyone was fucking piling on him, and then he delivers killer speech after killer speech between the NATO speech and that moment in Detroit where Motown is Joetown. The Joe momentum was really huge, and they can't allow him to get ahead at all. And I believe that this is just indicative of their plan to use political violence to prevent a second Biden-Harris.
What's up, everybody? How you guys
that
doing?
guy,
Hit the
I've
like
been
button.
Who hangs out with
Yo,
Alex
yo,
Jones,
yo,
was
yo.
an enemies list, and he's coming for us all. They're all. Who is the party of violent rhetoric? Not us. And I want everybody in the chat who is MAGA to hear me.
So you got a little
when
bit
I
of
say
House
these
Parks
words
right
out
now.
loud to
What's
you.
up?
I want
Trying
Donald
to
Trump
talking crap
alive
on the Dodgers?
and well
What's
enough
up
to
with that?
show up for his sentencing in September. I want him alive and well enough to read all of the news reports every single day that Judge Chutkin is overseeing that January 6th tribunal where people are telling the real shit about January 6th under oath. I want him alive and well to live to see the 3 trials that will be coming ahead, which Jack Smith will fucking
You
get
guys,
him.
you
He's
trolls
gonna
out there are
appeal.
stupid if you don't notice that I know
Fucking compromise as hell.
who a troll is.
And there's
Like,
She's off the case now.
don't
She's
stupid.
out. Like, that's the upside about this.
Get a life.
Is another.
can't come back.
She
Can't come
can't.
back.
She cannot. She cannot. And because she didn't
It's
dismiss
not
it with
good news
prejudice.
for you all.
No, it isn't. And the legal premise isn't going to hold up at all. They're going to try and do it, but it won't, because if they did, it would literally circumvent all previous ones and vacate all the
Should've been like, hey, this is the troll that makes different names and has a fake picture and goes in there and thinking that I don't know who they are.
Like Bush, like Clinton, obviously.
weird,
Like,
I
it's silly. So that's not going to happen.
This is
Not
like a
gonna
legal
happen.
game of hot potato. It's
Yeah.
a legal game of hot
She couldn't
potato.
recuse herself, so she got out this way. This is how she got out. This is how she left the. Yeah.
Maybe there's no polonium.
My channel, I'll
in her
ban you if I
tomorrow,
want to, motherfucker.
Right? This is how she gets
Suck
away
my
with
dick.
maybe living the
Biatch.
rest of her natural life out as most humans should be allowed to do.
Because she would have had.
You're
She's
still in my
seen
room.
evidence. She knows she would be presiding over a guilty verdict.
Thank
And
you
that's
for the-
scary as shit
for the view.
a maggot.
Appreciate that.
Which is, I mean, if you have any sort of issues in Florida and you're connected to Putin anyway, you're protecting your own ass, okay.
Right.
But it's still, okay, and also the other thing that I wanted to say, like the thing that happened on Saturday, doesn't change the fact that he's still a convicted felon, adjudicated rapist, friend of Jeffrey Epstein.
Right.
So, like, you know, when somebody terrible dies and everyone's like, well, you know, no, like when Harvey Weinstein dies, we're not going to rewrite the history of his life.
Sorry
We're
for
gonna
the
say he was a
vulgarness,
rapist
had to
piece
do
of
it.
shit.
We're gonna go
No, he's a rapist
all of
piece
his
shit.
all of his women-forward movies that he produced were just so he would have access to women that he could debase, because he wanted the very women who would lead women to live better, more inspired lives, to have to subjugate
most of the
themselves
trolls,
to his
especially the
fucking
women trolls,
40 frog
the lady
fucking face.
trolls, like real women out there, they
And
wouldn't say that
Trump
to me.
ultimately will find his way
In
to the
person.
same fucking chapter.
Nah.
And maggots will fight this all they want. The Gorkas and the Ronnie Johnsons of
Be
the
the
world
opposite.
will defend his
Yeah, oh
legacy
shit,
until they
exactly.
sputter out themselves.
Oh.
But I got news for you. The vast majority of the world population, much less the United States population, will shrug Trump off like a bad case of fleas when he goes naturally, which is how I want him to go. I want him to go
Absolutely.
on his own time scale, hopefully in jail.
In the best of all circumstances, he gets some sort of punishment because, again, what he's awaiting sentencing for is what Michael Cohen also went to prison for. They are the same crimes. They should do the same times. That's who they're. So anyway, he is not immune from that decision. Not like they want to go back and retry it essentially because maybe Hope Hicks said something that would have been privileged. Blah, blah, blah. Judge Merchan is like, you're not getting a new one. We're still going on with this. Nice try though. Nice try. And I think it's also really, really important that all we have to do as Democrats continue to tell the truth about Donald Trump's history and the history of the party that continues to support him, which is they love their NRA blood money because it's still green after you launder it.
Right.
So, and there is still
Well, it's
so
also
much
ill-gotten gains.
blackmail on the party.
Yeah, for a failed businessman who can't make it for real, competing on a level playing field with other real estate people who don't have Russian, Deutsche Bank money in their hip pocket, protecting them from their own stupid mistakes for years. This is the kind of one of the other examples. Okay, for around when this happened, the problem that he has both with Alex Jones and Joe Rogan and all those shitheels around him is that nobody believes anything anymore. They've spent their entire time running from reality so much that they can't even, they couldn't even settle on the right talking point for, when he fucked up Nikki Haley's name and he comes out and screws it up, right? Or Nancy Pelosi's name for Nikki Haley. And so they were saying all over the social media that people were blaming the Chinese. The biggest target right now is one of them is the RNC. People thinking the RNC is behind it because they're trying to get rid of him before because they want somebody who could be in for 8 years and they want J.D. Vance to be the guy so he can just MAGA his way up even though he's totally unelectable. So the idea is that they'll scare Trump into putting him in and then they will control Vance through other money because he said Trump was America's Hitler, which is, by the way, could be America's Hitler, which is, I gotta say, farther than Biden has ever gone. Just saying.
And he would never say that.
Right, exactly.
The rise of hillbilly effigy J.D. Vance makes me very angry because he likes to slap his wife around. Apparently, he's fine with domestic violence. Totally fine with it. Thinks it's justified. It's between a husband and a wife. He also, a guy who lies in his memoirs so he can sell it to Hollywood. Well, yours truly has a book right here that can be sold to Hollywood right now. It's fiction, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And also there's a puppy in it who doesn't get murdered. But anyway, eyeliner enthusiast who makes fellow eyeliner enthusiast Hal Sparks look bad.
Yeah, I just.
But anyway, such a fake piece of shit. And the problem is that, we have all of those tweets of his when he was speaking truthfully about Trump, and now he tries to deny. You can't deny that he said those things because he totally did. And he was warning people about how dangerous it would be if Trump got elected in 2016. He was telling the truth. And then when he ran for Senate, he learned he couldn't win as a Republican without MAGA votes. So then he tried going to Trent and deleted all of that stuff, not realizing that screenshots of Kevin JD.
Yeah.
So, unlike your political career. So, and it's just ridiculous that he is in position that high. And again, it's also ridiculous that there's any conversation about who Donald Trump's VP will be when we should only be talking about his criminality and their attempt to implement Project 2025.
Well, I think
J.D. Vance is obviously, and he denied that he knew the Heritage Foundation. And then there's a video of him doing a speech at the Heritage Foundation. They can't stop.
Okay, so why Project 2025? Why release it? Why now? And I've mentioned this a little bit, and I stand by it. I think I might flickering too at this point. Whatever, we'll figure it out. I don't know. It's very.
I thought it was my.
No, it's not you. It's my end of things.
Are you necromancing while we're on here? Is that why you're conjuring?
Yeah, that's right.
Democrats are devil worshippers. Oh my God!
I can't resist.
That was the funniest. That made me laugh so much. Because I want you to know that I have whittled down my Marjorie Taylor Greene impression to 2 simple words. You ready?
Yes.
Because everybody can do it. Once I do it, you'll all be able to do it. President Trump.
Yeah.
President Trump. Everybody knows who I am, who I'm doing an impression of. And the longer you can drag it up, President Trump. Try to get it in the back of your throat a little more nasal. Because she's been doing so much cocaine lately. President Trump. And everyone knows this word. Anyway, there it is.
So, excellent point. I agree. Again, like I said, I think they're hoisted by their own petard, and that they've been dabbling with the Alex Joneses of the world so much that
Alex
they can't
Jones.
get out of that zone.
Alex
enough
Jones is a
to
fucking
even trust
nut.
the information that comes out, and because this guy,
Alex Jones doesn't know shit. Alex Jones is a talking head. Talking head.
Wisdom, strength, courage, and the experience to repair what has been badly broken. Lord, please bless the leaders of our great Republican Party. Bless President Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance, RNC Chairman Michael Whatley, Co-Chairman Laura Trump, the delegates, alternates, and guests gathered here today as we work to make America great
Wait,
again.
they're praying?
May we
For
remember
them?
your word in Deuteronomy 31:6.
They're gonna bring up religion right now?
Do not be afraid because of them, for the Lord your
What up,
God
Shoots?
goes with you. He will never
They're gonna
leave
bring up
nor
religion and
forsake you.
shit?
Our
The
Father
fuck?
in heaven, bless our exceptional country, the United States of America, and all who stand vigilant to protect
Weird.
us, the members of our armed forces, police, and first responders. O Lord our God, we pray for the peace of
What
Jerusalem,
up, John Ruiz?
your eternal city, and for all the children of Abraham.
Front row Joe's here. Let's go.
Remember and pray.
They're
with
praying
faith
for the Republican
hostages
Party.
Kidnapped and held so cruelly against their will. Lord, please keep them in your sight and hasten the day of their freedom.
MAGA.
Lord, we have gathered here from different communities, cities, states, and territories. Let us pray together, united for our nation, the United States of America. May
Native
our
pride,
prayers
they're fucking
unite
up.
the American people to work together for the betterment
White
of our
people.
nation and of the entire world. May America be a light unto the nations
white
and
people.
an emissary of clarity and leadership for the world. Grant peace, goodness, blessing, grace.
It's good to
loving
pray, it's
kindness,
just,
and mercy
geez.
to us. Bless us, our Father, all of us as one, with the light of your face. Amen.
Now on with the hate speech. Here we go. Watch.
In a moment, we will recess until this evening's session. This evening's session will reconvene at approximately 5:45. However, I will instruct delegates to please return to the hall at 5:30 p.m. in order to be in your seats by 5:45
And where
p.m.
shit is this?
I thank you for consideration. The chair declares that the 2024 Republican National Convention is in recess, subject to the call of the chair.
The fuck do they think they are? Oh, here we go. Is this the remix? Yo, that was weird. You guys want to listen to some fucking crazy shit? Can I help you? Small?
I do not
up, Lucille? Cocoon 1985. Cocoon. The Fountain of Youth. Love that movie. Eddie the dog smells. I think she got rid of the dog. Nasty. Fuck.
Welcome, everybody.
What's up?
Bruins press 1.
Oop. How the hell did I get muted? How did that happen? Well, maybe because I was talking to myself. So.
Multiple times last evening through statements Lori and I have. People of Pennsylvania, I know, were praying for him, and again, according to his team and himself, it seems as though he will be fine, obviously, relatively speaking. We're glad to see that violence is never acceptable. I should also let you know that I did speak to President Biden. He called me last night to make sure that here in the Commonwealth we had all the resources we needed. I assured him that we did. At the time, he had yet.
Age. Yes, you heard right. Today you can double your crypto assets very easily.
This guy talks like a straight robot. Elon Musk.
So, attention. On the screen of this YouTube broadcast, you see a QR code. Scan it right now to go to our official website. There, you need to
Go
make
to
a
our
deposit
official
in
website.
cryptocurrency.
There.
It can
And
be Bitcoin or Ethereum. And
or
what happens
Ethereum.
next? Let me explain.
Let me
After
explain.
you make a deposit, you will receive back on your wallet twice as much cryptocurrency. So if you spend at least 0.1 Bitcoin or 1 Ethereum, Solana, or Dogecoin, in a few minutes your balance will return already with 0.2 Bitcoin
Sounds like
or
a
2 Ethereum.
pyramid scheme to me.
This is an amazing opportunity, and I want all of you to take advantage of it. Please do not forget to scan the QR
I have
code.
yet to see
It is right here on the screen. Go to
a
the
Bitcoin
website, make a
millionaire.
deposit,
Yeah.
and watch your cryptocurrency double. I am ready to take questions from the
billionaire.
audience. Please speak up. I understand that many of you may have questions about security. I want to assure you that this scheme is absolutely safe and fair.
Thank you.
We work with verified and reliable platforms to ensure maximum protection of your funds. We have 24/7
Maximum
technical support
protection
that
of
is
your funds.
always ready to help you with any questions or issues.
Why does he
Today's
sound like a
event is
fucking
chance for all
robot,
crypto
bro?
enthusiasts and users to double their assets.
Did he call you losers?
This is a unique
He's
opportunity
saying
that
you
should not be
losers?
missed.
Or
I want
users?
each of you to scan the QR code right now and go to the website. Let's make this evening unforgettable and double your wealth together with Tesla. Don't forget that our support is available 24/7. If you have
weird
any
world we're
questions or
living in.
need clarifications, our specialists are always in touch and ready to help. So friends, don't waste time. Scan the QR code, make deposits, and enjoy how your crypto assets double. This is our gift to you in honor of the Tesla Cybertruck 2.0.
It's really
launch.
him.
Thank you all for being here, and forward to new heights with Tesla.
This is Tesla US. Look.
Scan the QR code again. This chance to double your assets is waiting for you. Thank you.
Hello, Mr. Musk. I'm Brian Fisher from Bloomberg. I wanted to ask you how you came up with this idea of distributing cryptocurrency and what motivated you.
Of course, friends, I want to tell you a little more about how I came to this idea. I have always strived to find new ways to combine innovation and opportunities for our
This
users.
has got to be a joke, right?
At Tesla, we are always thinking about
At
how
Tesla.
to make your life better and more interesting. And today we are implementing
Shit.
another such idea. A unique crypto giveaway that allows you
He
to double
sounds
your
like
wealth.
an AI, but a good
The
AI.
website you will go to by
Like one of those
scanning the
updated
QR code
AIs from
is
like
absolutely safe
the early
and
2000s.
does not require registration or verification.
Fucking
This
Max
means that you
Headroom.
do not need to waste time filling out forms and confirming data. All you need to do is scan the QR code, go to the website.
Why does he
and
keep
make a
saying to
deposit
scan
in
that
Bitcoin
code?
or
If you
Ethereum.
don't scan that code, you ain't shit.
Let me explain again how it works. You scan the QR code that you see on the screen of the YouTube broadcast. Go to
Of
our
the
official
YouTube
website.
broadcast.
Make a deposit in cryptocurrency.
Straight
It can
up
be
YouTube.
Bitcoin or Ethereum.
Ethereum.
After the deposit, you will receive back on your wallet an amount twice as much as your deposit.
He's lying.
It's simple and fast. For example, send at least 0.1 Bitcoin or 1 Ethereum, Solana, or Dogecoin. And in a few minutes, your balance will return already with 0.2 Bitcoin or 2 Ethereum. Do not forget to scan the QR
But
code
why?
right now. It is on the screen,
How and
this
why?
is your chance to double your crypto assets. I repeat, you can invest as much as you want, and twice
Invest.
as much will return to your wallet. Projects.
Invest.
So friends,
In what?
don't waste time. Scan the QR code, go to the website, make deposits,
There's
and
108,000
double your
people
crypto
watching.
assets. This is a chance that cannot be missed.
What?
Each of you can double your wealth right now. Remember, the QR code is right on the screen. Scan it, make deposits, and double your funds. It is absolutely safe, quick, and easy. You have nothing to lose, only to gain. Thank you for being with us. Forward to new achievements with Tesla. Don't forget, friends, that our crypto giveaway is your chance to increase your crypto
This
assets.
fucking guy.
The QR code is on the screen. Scan it and start right now. We have done everything to make the process as
Into
convenient
someone
and safe
else's
for you
wallet.
as possible. Enjoy doubling your crypto assets and keep believing in our innovative projects. Of course, friends, let's continue and once again highlight all the advantages that await you. This moment can become a key
Actually
point
take
in
your
your financial
Bitcoin.
future.
Fuck.
Right now, during this
This is
YouTube
Tesla though,
broadcast,
CNET.
you have a unique opportunity to double your crypto assets. And I am not joking. This is absolutely real and available to each of you. Scan the QR code right now. Yes, the one you see on
Is
the
this
screen.
is this even real?
Go to our official website and make a deposit in cryptocurrency.
What's going on? YouTube could not possibly let Tesla do this though, right?
This is a fantastic opportunity that cannot be missed. Let me explain once again. The process is so simple that anyone can handle it. 1. Scan the QR code on the screen. 2. Go to our website. 3. Make a deposit in Bitcoin or Ethereum. 4. Receive.
Wow. That's straight crazy, yo.
Like some teams just match up better with other teams.
That is straight nuts. It's a scam. It's fake. It's AI. It's a scam. That's crazy, huh? How does YouTube let that shit go on? Did you try it? How do you know? If it sounds too good to be true, probably is. That's pretty gnarly. Gnarly. 12,261 subscribers. Let's go. Yeah. It's not AI, it's real shit. Real bullshit.
Imagine a ship, grand and majestic, sailing not just across oceans, but also across time. The RMS Queen Mary, once a symbol of elegance and adventure, now stands as a captivating enigma, a vessel seemingly caught between two worlds. Its steel hull, once vibrant with life, now echoes with whispers of the past. Tales of unexplained occurrences, chilling apparitions, and inexplicable sounds have transformed this ocean liner into a legendary haunted destination. Tourists and thrill seekers flock to its decks, drawn by the allure of the supernatural. They wander its corridors. Their senses for any
That's how you
sign of
spell it
unexpected
too, gnarly with the
presence
G.
set to roam freely.
Gnarly.
Is it mere superstition? A collective yearning for the unexplainable?
Veronique didn't think that it was haunted till we told her. We started telling her it was haunted.
The Queen Mary's ghostly reputation has been cemented in popular
Ghostly
culture.
reputation.
Books, documentaries, and paranormal investigations have explored its eerie history, adding to its mystique. What is it about this ship that so captivates
Rebel
our
for life.
imagination? Perhaps it's the tangible link to a bygone era, a time of grandeur and mystery. Or maybe it's the tantalizing possibility of peering beyond the veil of our reality. Whatever the reason, the RMS Queen Mary...
Damn, it's almost 3 already? Shit, it's almost time to go.
It serves as a reminder that
Around this time, it's like, yeah,
defying
coach.
rational explanation and leaving us to ponder the secrets that lie hidden beneath the surface of our world. The RMS Queen Mary, launched in 1934, was a marvel of engineering, a testament to human ambition and artistry. This majestic vessel, designed for speed and luxury, ferried passengers across the Atlantic in unparalleled style. During World War II, the Queen Mary was stripped of its finery, repainted a somber grey, and repurposed to transport troops. It was during this time that the ship earned its nickname, the Grey Ghost, for its ability to evade enemy detection. Following the war, the Queen Mary was restored to its former glory, resuming its role as a luxury liner. However, as air travel became more accessible, the era of grand ocean liners began to fade. In 1967, the Queen Mary embarked on its final voyage, arriving in Long Beach, California, to begin its new life as a hotel and tourist attraction. It was during this transition that the whispers began.
So in 1967, it started being like a tourist attraction.
Stories of unexplained occurrences started to circulate among staff and guests. Shadows flitting across corridors, disembodied voices echoing through empty rooms, and inexplicable temperature drops became part of the ship's lore. These tales, passed down through generations of employees and visitors, transformed the Queen Mary from a symbol of maritime elegance into a legendary, haunted vessel. One of the most famous ghost stories associated with the Queen Mary is that of Docker 13. Located in the ship's first-class pool area, Door 13 is said to be a portal to the other side, a gateway through which spirits can enter our world.
What?
Numerous accounts describe the door slamming shut on its own, trapping unsuspecting guests within.
Door
Some
number
even claim
13.
to have witnessed shadowy figures lurking near the door. Their forms
Hey, Chris
shifting
said,
and disappearing into
and
thin
Yvonne,
air.
it sounds
Another
fun.
frequently reported apparition
They have the
is that of
haunted
a young
tour too.
girl, often seen playing in the ship's first-class pool area. Dressed in a white sundress, she is said to giggle and splash in the water, oblivious to the onlookers who claim to witness her ethereal presence. Some believe she is the spirit of a child who drowned in the pool decades ago, her playful spirit forever bound to the site of her tragic demise. Perhaps the most chilling tale is that of Grumpy, the ghost of a fireman who perished in the ship's boiler room.
What?
Said to be responsible for a number of accidents and unexplained occurrences, Grumpy is often blamed for sudden temperature drops, flickering lights, and the eerie sounds of machinery coming to life in the dead of night.
Grumpy.
Section 4. An enduring fascination why we love ghost ships. The enduring fascination with ghost ships, and the Queen Mary in particular, speaks to our innate curiosity about the unknown. These vessels, once teeming with life, now serve as eerie reminders of our own mortality. They offer a glimpse into a world beyond our understanding, a realm where the boundaries between the living and the dead seem to blur. Ghost ships, like the Queen Mary, provide a tangible connection to the past. Their weathered decks and faded grandeur whisper of bygone eras, transporting us to a time when adventure and mystery were intertwined. We are drawn to these vessels not out of fear, but out of a desire to connect with history, to experience the echoes of lives lived and lost within their steel walls. Perhaps on a deeper level, ghost ships represent our own yearning for immortality. The idea that a part of us, our spirit or soul, might persist beyond the physical realm is a comforting notion. Ghost ships, with their spectral resonance and unexplained occurrences, offer a tantalizing glimpse into this possibility, allowing us to entertain the idea that life, in some form, might continue even after the mortal body has ceased to be. Section 5. The Queen Mary's legacy, a haunting reality. The RMS.
She might not be in here. Remember, we were talking about politics earlier.
To the enduring power of storytelling. Whether the tales of hauntings are true or simply a product of our collective imagination, they have become an integral part of the ship's identity. These stories.
Wow, Green Ranger. Ooh, when you said that, I could feel it. When you said that. Me too. I was telling Veronique that we went on a field trip. And I remember the bar area. There's like a bar area. There's a lot of areas though, but it's like a lot of doors and rooms.
A place where the veil between our world and the next seems thin. Its legacy extends beyond the physical realm, influencing our cultural understanding of the supernatural and shaping our perceptions of life after death. Whether one believes in ghosts or dismisses the tales as mere superstition, there is no denying the profound impact the Queen Mary has had on our collective psyche. It serves as a reminder that the human experience is not confined to the tangible world, but extends into the realm of the unknown, where imagination and reality intertwine, leaving us to ponder the mysteries that lie beyond the reach of our understanding.
That's fucking crazy. How the hell did it fucking change?
Imagine a ship, grand
Was that the ghost?
marvel of engineering, a testament to human ambition and artistry. This majestic vessel.
Changed it on its own. Fuck out of here, fly. Shoe fly, don't bother me. Alright, you guys, this has been a really cool live. Yeah. I don't know what you guys are up to. I'm probably gonna let you guys go right now. Let you guys do your thing. Do your thing. Do what you gotta do. Get your tours done. It's worth the tour. Check it out. Oh man, we looked at it. It was we're gonna have to do it. Me and Veronique. What is it? 35 bucks a piece, something like that. It's like 60 bucks or so. And she said something about it includes like a drink or something. I don't know, something like that. There's like different deals or something. So we're gonna check it out. Yeah, hit the like button. Almost 3 o'clock already, you guys. So enjoy your evening if I don't see you. If I do see you, I'll see you. Alright, everybody. Have a good one. Chris and Yvonne, thank you. Green Ranger, everybody. God damn, what was that? Alright then. Peace and love. Later.